you're all pretty much fucked. You don't know it yet, but you're the ninja generation. No income, no job, no assets. You got a lot to look forward to.
Blood, buddy, is gonna be your blood.
Someone reminded me the other evening that I once said, greed is good. Now it seems it's legal. But folks, it's greed that makes my bartender buy 3 houses he can't afford with no money down. And it's greed that makes your parents refinance their $200,000 house for $250,000. And then they take that extra $50,000 and they go down to the mall. And they buy a plasma TV, cell phones, computers, an SUV, and hey, why not a second home while we're at it? Because gee whiz, I mean, we all know the prices of houses in America always go up, right? And it's greed that makes the government in this country cut the interest rates to 1% after 9/11, so we could all go shopping again. They got all these fancy names for trillions of dollars of credits. CMOs, CDOs, SIVs, ABSs. I honestly think there's maybe only 75 people in the world who know what they are. But I'll tell you what they are. They're WMDs. Weapons of mass destruction. When I was away, that's what they are. It seemed like greed got greedier with a little bit of envy mixed in. Hedge funders were walking home with 50, 100 million bucks a year. So Mr. Banker, he looks around and he says, my life looks pretty boring. So he starts leveraging his interests up to 40, 50 to 1. With your money, not his, yours. Because he could. You're supposed to be borrowing, not them. And the beauty of the deal, no one is responsible. Because everybody's drinking the same Kool-Aid. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, 40% of all American corporate profits came from financial services. Not production, not anything remotely to do with the needs of the American public. The truth is, we're all part of it now. Banks, consumers, we're moving money around in circles. We take a buck, we shoot it full of steroids, and we call it leverage. I call it steroid banking. Now, I've been considered a pretty smart guy when it comes to finance.
That's fantastic, man.
And maybe I was in prison too long, but sometimes it's the only place to stay sane and look out through those bars and say, hey, is everybody out there nuts? It's clear as a bell to those that pay attention. The mother of all evil is speculation. Leveraged debt. Bottom line, it's borrowing to the hilt. And I hate to tell you this, but it's a bankrupt business model. It won't work. It's systemic, malignant, and it's global, like cancer. It's a disease, and we gotta fight back. How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna leverage that disease back in our favor? Well, I'll tell you. 3 words. Buy my book.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is SSN Nation. Welcome to the afternoon edition, one of the rare afternoon editions that I'm going to start implementing for the next 1.5 to 2 years, because there's a lot to talk about during the afternoon versus in our evening. So don't miss our evening live stream. My name is Eric. I'm the host of Stop Struggling Now. Where you're at right now, in case you are new and unfamiliar, please share the videos, smash the like buttons, no matter where you're watching this live stream from, because today we're getting into stock market problems. A lot of people, after the stock market goes down 1%, 1.5%, people start sounding alarms. But is it really an alarm? Because some people are still winning and some people, of course, are losing. It all depends on what you are investing in, but you have to stay close to the information. News and information helps you if you are buying stocks individually. If you're buying ETFs, doesn't really matter. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, please note the information here. F average, be legendary. There's only one way that you can be legendary, and that is if you have money making money while you're sleeping. Otherwise, you're going to have to be making money off your hard work. We have a hurricane coming and approaching. We have the stock market going down. But you know what's not going down? Oil prices. I wonder why. We talked about this on Friday night live stream. And in case you miss our evening live streams, well, this is why I'm starting an afternoon live stream, a morning live streams. I'm going to do more live streams now. And I'm going to do them a little bit differently because I always welcome everybody in on the live stream during the course of our normal live streams. But in this case, today, smash the like button. Afternoon and morning live streams, I will not be introducing everybody that comes in, even those with the icon, which are members of the channel. So make sure you share the videos. Let's get into it, shall we? Because I want to go to the first things first. Let's get into this stock market. We're going to use CNBC, for instance. That seems okay to use, right? Nothing wrong with that. 10-year yield tops 4%. And of course, just what we were talking about, Michael Anthony, on Friday, it was about, should you buy oil stocks? Of course, you should have been buying oil stocks. In case people don't know that there's a war in the Middle Eastern territories, there's going to be some sort of increase in oil pricing. Now, the question is, how many people know that the United States is the #1 oil producer in the world right now? The last 2 years, the last 3 years, the last 4 years. Does anybody know this? But how many people know that the oil that's produced by the United States of America may or may not be able to be used for gas? There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. So just keep that in mind. All right. So I want to welcome everybody watching this live stream on the afternoon. This is going to be short. This is going to be sweet. So please, down below, if you have not, for whatever reason, heard of Robinhood or Webull, please go down there and use the links, get the apps, so therefore you'll receive free shares of stock. It's that simple. You don't have to do crazy things. Just download the apps if you have not already. Get your free shares of stocks. I see you tease. in the next 2 years. Yield should be going. Now, for whatever reason, if we get disconnected, just let you know, I will be coming back. So you're going to have to stay tuned. I'm going to be back here on this afternoon. And just what I was saying, we are monitored, just so you know. I'm going to turn off my webcam, see if that helps out at all. But we are monitored. So I want you guys to know that that's the situation. I've been getting crazy things. Just another one. I did Dominican Republic Weekly, episode 28. And they're saying that some of the information that I gave out based on news articles is somehow shouldn't be allowed. I was like, what are you talking about? This is not anything controversial. But apparently for them, it's controversial. Now, let's get back into the situation at hand, because there's always controversy when somebody's sitting out here trying to help people. Apparently, not take, but try to help. So when we were talking about the stock market, there's certain things that you can do if you in ETFs. So as I was saying, yield max ETFs, they have a huge impact because they just now started where people are able to receive dividends every week. And Roundhill also started for instance. Go see WDTE. All right. We give you information you can use. Go look at those. If you don't want to buy the Vanguard ETF, you don't want to buy Fidelity, study those. Those are what you need to study. Now, let's look back at this stock market for the day. All right. Because unless, are you going to bet against the stock market? Federal Reserve has reduced interest rates. Does that mean you should bet against the stock market? Are you not going to try to get maybe a 4% 10-year yield, 4% per year? Or do you think that's good enough? I don't. Inflation is more. Are you going to take advantage that the Dow tumbled 400 points today? Or the S&P? Or the NASDAQ? Their losses. Does this mean it's going to continue to be losses from all-time record highs? They're 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Right now, this afternoon, I want to do something different. Because now, I'm bringing this up again because there's interference. We want you to win. Dividend investing means you win. Buying real estate that goes up in value means you win. Buying real estate in the state of Florida means you All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see right now this is going to be one for the ages. Afternoon, this is going to be short-lived. So, yield max ETFs, let's just go down some list, right? QDTE, WDTE, AGNC. When you come here, just remember, whenever we have live streams, make sure you have your pen, pad, and paper. We want everybody to win. Dividend investing is key right now. Lock in these 10, 12, 15, 20% potentially returns on your money that you put into the stock market right now. Even if the stock market goes up or down, you know your dividends are coming. Like I was saying, every week is YMAG, YMAX. They're giving out dividends. You can parlay that, reinvest that. Can you imagine getting 25, 30% return and you're able to reinvest every week the dividends? That is great growth potential. Now, with high risk and high rewards, there's always high risk, right? So just keep that in mind, because we want you to smash the like button so the YouTube gods know that you're in the house. The other social media platforms, smash the like, the follow, the heart, whatever it takes. Because again, some voices are being suppressed. Those voices that try to help people, we're not selling courses. So therefore, we're not using your money, taking money away from you when you could be spending simply $2,000, let's just say, for courses, and you could be getting $100, $200, $300 per month for life or for years than just to read a book and then have to still spend money to implement the plan. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Liability days are over. So the stock market, business owners, are you guys paying attention? Investors, are you paying attention? Is this a stock market problem? What I want to know is, when stocks go down, is that a problem? I don't see how it's a problem. The Federal Reserve, the government, is all based on the stock market moving up. So just because it falls, it could fall 30%. It could do what happened during the pandemic in 2020. Does that mean you should not buy stocks? All those who were with us then, and everybody who got the AMDs, everybody who got the Teslas, everybody who got the NVIDIA, everybody who was looking at EVs and doing certain things, everybody who bought oil like XOM when it was $34 and giving out like 10% dividends, real estate investment trust, when you could have been getting 17%, 16% from PSEC, similar to almost what you can get right now. Should you not have invested then, just like you should be investing now? PSEC, ARC, ORC, ARR. I'm just giving it to you, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of people out here who do these stock channels, they get paid. People, I just hate to see this. I see people shilling NVIDIA all the time. NVIDIA videos every day, every other day. They have large followings. Do you ask the person, is NVIDIA paying you? NVIDIA has been paying people on social media platforms to promote their product. That's why there's a large amount of people buying NVIDIA and the price goes up on the stock market, because there's a stream of people buying the shares. The only way stocks can go up is somebody has to be willing to pay more. I'm not saying NVIDIA is a bad stock. In fact, I believe it's a great stock. But the point I'm trying to make is, all we needed to know 3-4 weeks back on our live stream in the evening time, when we told people NVIDIA is buying their own shares of stock back. They made a commitment to buy their own shares of stock back in the manner of $50 billion over the next 3 years. That should tell you all you need to know. You should be buying NVIDIA stock already. So if it goes up or it goes down, who cares? As soon as it goes down, guess who's going to be buying some more shares? NVIDIA themselves, along with other people, along with the people shilling it for them. When Microsoft equally says we're going to be buying back our own shares of stock, then you should be buying Microsoft. This is simple. This is not even rocket science. You don't even need to study the market just to know if a company that's worth billions of dollars sits up there and says, hey guys, we're going to spend billions of dollars to buy back our own shares of stock. The only way stock prices go up is there has to be high demand for the stock. If somebody's going to spend billions, I'm on board. But some people would say, go buy the Vanguard Group, which has an ETF, which has the top, let's say 100 companies, right? We can go get a VOO, right? You can go get a VOOG. You can go get a technology stock from the Vanguard Group, VTI, VCR. But if you want to do individual stocks, then that's why I'm talking individual stocks. Backyard Boogie, I see you. Thank you so much, WKSP. I appreciate you being in the house today. This is one of the rare live afternoon live streams. I'm going to start implementing live streams in the afternoon, morning, and our usual Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, evening times, Eastern Standard Time at 8:50 p.m. So join us, everybody, for those live streams. We have different subject matter, but since today is Monday, it's Money Making Monday live stream late night tonight. So right now, the markets have closed. It is in overtime, as I call it right now, where it's going to be open from 4 to 8. If you have Robinhood, Webull, and a Moo or whoever you have as a brokerage firm, some even do overnight trading. So there's news that comes out after the markets close. So you can make decisions individually if you're not buying ETFs. Again, I just gave you some ETFs to go check out. That's why you always need a pen, pad, and paper here. This isn't rocket science. It's just due diligence science. That's all you need to do. But you need some disposable income. You can't be buying liabilities. Come on. You guys should be loving the markets when things go down, right? I want to hear it. I want to see if there's anybody that loves the markets when they go down. Smash the like button, smash the follow button, smash the I love you buttons wherever you are. And by the way, I should do this too, because I should not. Go to Beachfront Java. We have our own entrepreneurs in the house. Our own Professor Auntie Val and family has run Beachfront Java probably almost a year now. They have so many different varieties of coffee, premium blend coffees. Go over there and show some love. Buy some at half-pound bags, started around $17, $18, $15. Then it goes all the way up to 5-pound bags, which could be 50, 60, 70, depending on what type of blend you want. There's 20 or 15 to 20 different varieties. Then her and her family added tea. So that is another option. But this premium blend coffee, where does premium coffee beans come from? Central America, South America, Indonesia, Africa. That's what beans she uses in her coffee. And yes, we are connoisseurs of the coffee, and I like the Campfire Brew because I like chocolate. I don't really like coffee, but I do like when it has chocolate in the coffee and those notes of chocolate. Now I can drink it. So she has that, plus different other varieties, and then the tea. But here's the thing. You want to use SSN Lifestyle. That's right. SSN Lifestyles, all caps. You want to go over there to Beachfront Java, put that in. So after your first order, every order after that for life will have a discount. So go show some love, leave a review so other people will know once you order it and once you taste it, you'll have a way to leave a message for other people under the review at beachfrontjava.com. So go over there, show some love. Now, let's get back to the business at hand, because we always have business at hand. Is that investors should love the markets. What are you guys going to do? Is there anybody here that's worried that the stock market went down 1% nearly on all indexes? Because the oil stocks didn't go down, right? Does it not make sense? If you know there's a hurricane coming, insurance companies might be going out of business after this next one. Okay, I mean, they're going to be losing a hell of a lot of customers, because soon as people make claims, they are going to cancel policies, right? Less revenue is going to be coming in. So that means they're going to have to charge any new customer a hell of a lot more money in order to maintain their same profit margins that they may want, whether it's 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever percent they're trying to get. But I digress into other things. You know what's going to happen. If you know there's conflict, as I was saying already, you know oil should rise. This is simple. If you want to bet on individual oil stocks, or you can get in a conglomerate of oil together in an ETF, either way, you should be in oil at this point, right? Should have already been in oil. Now, hurricanes coming. What does that cause? Insurance companies are going to have to do payouts. The federal government's going to be under stress and duress. So what does the federal government do when they need more money? They print money out of thin air by doing bonds. So wouldn't this mean that I should increase bond rates? So then people from around the world would say, hey, I'll take that 10-year bond for 4% instead of 3.3% or 3.25%. Yeah, we might want to add it up. If you're a business, which the United States government is, then you should increase the bond rate, which is what the Federal Reserve is saying. We're going to do that. It's pretty simple. You have ways to win, ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to take advantage of it? Is the question. Some of you are still out here buying trinkets, not realizing that 70 to 80% of the population right now is living paycheck to paycheck, buying these trinkets and liabilities that you now have to pay credit card bills for, housing costs for. All these trinkets that make you feel comfortable are an albatross around your neck. That's all they are. Because whether you're going to be retired, like we have a person that just retired in the last 2 months, they're able to travel around the world. But there is no guarantee that 5 years from now, all the hard work, energy, and effort that they put into buying stocks, put into buying real estate, put into getting a pension and working somewhere for 20 to 30 to 40 years, all of that sugar could actually go away what if your price of goods and services and everything you need doubles? And now you have no way to increase the amount of money that you are making. People think this is some sort of a game that does not play out. If you didn't realize it or not, did you know you could buy homes in the 1970s for 50 grand or less, all over 90% of America? I dare anybody to say this has not flipped the script. In fact, people are spending 5, 10 to 20% more for homes than 50 years ago. So don't think that you can just sit by and go, oh, I don't have to worry about anything. The guys who are in the stock market, they're there for a reason, because the stock market keeps going up. Are you going to be enjoying this rise, this bull run? And by the way, if there is such a thing as a bear run, bear down means the market's going down. Bull run means the market goes up, in case people don't understand the terminology. But if the market goes down, a bear market, what are you going to do then? Just sit there and you bought a stock at $100, or you bought it into an ETF for $100, whatever the case may be. You're just going to watch it drop? Are you seriously just going to watch it drop? Or option one, as it's dropping, buy more, so then your dollar cost average goes down? Or option two, sell, take whatever profits you have already, and then wait to see how far it goes down and then buy back in later? You have options. But if you have a 401k with your business, I don't think you can call them up and say, hey, suspend. I don't want to contribute anymore to the 401k. I don't know how that works. I think you have to do it yearly. But nonetheless, you want to make sure you have your option. You want to have your own accounts. Down below, some of you may say, hey, Eric, you know what? I don't like stocks. Okay. I like it where I give somebody the money and they handle it. Well, down below in the description box, I have something for you as well. Wealthfront. Why Wealthfront? Because Wealthfront, for your savings account, they have 5% savings account right now. Obviously, when the Federal Reserve reduces the interest rates, that's going to come down. But 5% right now at Wealthfront, you can hold your money. But there's more to this. They do management for their own ETF. If you put $500 or more in, they will manage it for free, as long as your account is between $500 and $4,990. Free. No additional cost. You know why this is powerful? Because there's people who do investments that don't realize what their fellow citizens are dealing with. If you know 70% of the population does not have $1,000 in their bank account, 60% of the population does not have $500 in their bank account. This is alarming. This should scare you. This also means who's buying the stocks. Because $500, $300, and less than $1,000 is not a significant number. If 70% of the population doesn't have $1,000 in their bank account, who's spending all this money on stocks? Aha! Corporations, wealthy. And that's why the top 10% of the wealthiest in the country own 93% of the casino, which is known as the stock market. You as an individual should be in the casino. The house never loses. When you're going to get it? This is plain and simple. So I got to be in the game. Whether it's a small amount, still, it's better than me going to work for 40 years and having to use every bit of my hard-earned work and energy to create a nice nest egg, when you could have been parking some of that liability money into the stock market, into investment that earn money while you're working. And then in 20 years or 15 years or 10 years, you can go, oh my God, thank God. Because I actually, instead of me going out here buying cars for 100 grand and putting down $10,000, I went over and bought a YieldMax ETF fund for $10,000. And I've been getting $800, $900 per month. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know that sounds kind of wiggy, doesn't it? People out here buying cars for 70, 80, 100 grand. They're out here having car notes for $1,000 per month. Little did they know that they could have actually the down payment for a car, $10,000, $12,000 on some of these YieldMax ETFs, when they give you dividends every month of like $1. You could have 1,000 shares of a stock for 12 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, and you could be getting 1,000, 1,200, 900, $800 per month. Let that sink in. So some of us are going, is there really stock market problems? Why is there going to be problems? You already know. I'm giving you some information that you could use. Again, if you have not downloaded and don't have an app to buy stocks, then just use the basics. Robinhood and Webull are down below in the description. Use those. I'm not going to be on here much longer. I just wanted to come here so everybody knows this is the start of afternoon live streams. That's going to be unexpected. So make sure you subscribe to the channels. Make sure you like, you follow, and you click all notification bells and buttons and whistles. Anything you can do, make sure you are on board, because information does not just come from me. Come back tonight at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we have our Money Making Monday live stream, and other people will be dropping some gems in the chat room that can help you out. All you have to do is go study. Maybe it looks good for you, maybe it doesn't, but at least you're going to study. Some of you are going to say, hey, Eric, what about crypto? All I can tell you about crypto is make sure that you're in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let MicroStrategy, MSTY, which is a YieldMax ETFs, either go to MicroStrategy, buy their shares of stock, because they are buying up as much crypto as they can. Crypto generally goes up 20, 25% every year, year over year. So that seems to be a good investment for a lot of people if you're thinking about crypto. But if you're telling me go buy some crypto, some altcoins, this, that, and the other, okay, high risk, high rewards. You get what you pay for. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. You want those high rewards. So you're going to take the risk. There's no reason to take the risk. Isn't 20, 25% good enough? And you have people buying it. Like there are ETFs that buy crypto. There's a new ETF trying to get to ETH. So that means you need buyers in order to increase any prices. Just like crypto. Bitcoin. If somebody wants to pay $70,000 for a Bitcoin right now, that's the only way the price can go up. But if nobody wants to pay but $55,000, then obviously the price has to go down. That's how stocks work. That's how crypto is going to work. You have to have somebody willing to pay more in order for the price to go up. So as long as you know that, then doesn't it make sense that you shouldn't have to worry about that? Doesn't it make sense you might want to buy some dividend stocks? High risk, high rewards, ARR, IEP, IVR. I just gave you some 3 high risk stocks that give you like 20% return on your money, 17%. That's high risk, high rewards for me. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's high risk. So we're giving you names. We're not sitting here shilling for somebody. We're talking about making you money. We don't have a course. What I do have is, if you're talking about outside of the stock market and we're talking about real estate, then we do have something else for you now. It's not a course, but it is no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, because we talk about pre-construction property. We're talking about Dominican Republic in this case, that has the highest tourist numbers in Latin America. I know, this small island, it's crazy. So it's all about supply and demand. You have more people arriving, gives you an opportunity for your real estate to go up. Whether you want to do short-term rentals, long-term rentals, none of the above, and just say, hey, I'm going to buy this for $150,000, and in 3 years, I'm going to sell it for $250,000 to $300,000. That is another opportunity. So what do? We say, okay, twice a year, we're going to DR. We're going to have our Punta Cana Investors Forum. What does that mean? It means $199. Why does it mean that? Because I have to get in touch with attorneys who's going to answer your questions. You don't have to pay them additional money. We're going to sit there in a round table. You can ask for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour about any damn thing you want. Residency, business, banking, how to start a business, what to do with taxation, all of that. No additional costs. You don't even have to use them, but you got the information that you're going to need. And the reason why we're not just going to go to one lawyer, we're going to go to two, is because different lawyers may come up with different things, or they may say the same thing because that's the law. But we still go to two, not just one. So that way, you guys, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, go to ssnlifestyle.com. Each day we have something. The second day, we're going around to check out real estate pre-construction. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. Everybody qualifies. A rising tide lifts all boats when everybody can qualify. Get in the game. And that's what we do the second day. So that way, you may not know anything about Punta Cana. That's where it's going to be at. You land at the airport, you're driving around, you're seeing how far apart everything is, seeing the lay of the land, getting an idea on spots that you say, well, this might make sense for me, that I may want to invest, maybe I don't. But either way, nobody's trying to get you to buy anything. So we go to a couple of meetings, though, that somebody's going to say, you know what, we have this new project that just came out. We're going to let you put down $500 to reserve, and then just 10% to start your monthly payments at 0% for 2 years or 3 years. And at the end of that time, you're going to have to give us 40 or 30 or 40 or 50% of whatever's left over towards the total amount due. So you'll have that opportunity, but all you have to do is look. You'll understand. You can ask questions. You don't have to buy anything. You walk out, be done. Then you're like, holy smokes, I just saw somewhere where there's another project. Okay, well, you're on the island. Go check it out. That's what the lay of the land you need to know. So go sign up. And then, of course, you got to know banking. Because if the first part is no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. But if you still owe on delivery 50 grand or 60 grand or 100, depending on the amount that you bought the condo, villa, or townhome for, you might want to find out about financing and how that works before you buy. Because financing is not cheap in the Dominican Republic. We're talking about 8%, 8.5%, and they're talking about adjustable loans. Yeeks. So you want to pay more down at 0% than you do at 12% adjustable rate loan or 8%, right? So you have options. But that's the whole point. You are the CEO of your life. Act like it. All right, we're going to make this short. I don't have anybody making any other comments, but other than Backyard Boogie, who was kind enough to say that he was in the house, and Tease was kind enough to say they were in the house. So therefore, we're going to cut this off. And I want to thank everybody for being here on my first afternoon after the stock market close live stream. But join us on Monday, which is tonight at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be talking about Money Making Monday. Some of this subject matter will still come up, but as always, we have other people participating, and you never know what gems are going to be dropped. Just stay tuned, because we have people that are business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, option traders, the whole gamut. They come to the house of the SSN Nation, and they're part of it. So we want you to join us as well. No, and just don't misunderstand. There is no join. Just simply subscribing is a join, all right? Click the all notification bells. Just hitting the follow button is a join, right? That's what we're talking about here, okay? Free to smash like buttons, right? Free to join, subscribe, whatever you want to do. That's all free. There's no additional cost from you. So that is the good thing. But again, this is what you're going to have to start thinking about over the next few years, because the upper middle class is about to be wiped out. It's that simple. I told people 5 years ago, that's right, I've been on here 5 years. Crazy. 5 years ago when I first started, I told people the middle class is going to be wiped out, and people were like, oh, please, everything's going to be fine. I said, you don't understand how economy works, do you? Sure enough, I'll say it again. 70% of the population in the United States is living paycheck to paycheck. And because most people get 2 checks a month, there's a second stat. During the course of a month, 78% of the population currently lives paycheck to paycheck during some time during the month. So what that means is a lot of people may work for a state or whatever, and so or some company that pays twice a month. So their first check is what they use to pay all their bills with, or most of them. So when you do that, now if there's some emergency before your next check in the next 2 weeks, now you're living paycheck to paycheck because you can't service that emergency. So you have to wait on that second check. And then some people don't have that. So that's why there's this 8% difference. But if you already know 78% over the course of a month is living paycheck to paycheck, what do you think is going to happen when it's 85%? Ladies and gentlemen, that's upper middle class. When 85% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. So you need to diversify, may be a thought. We'll talk about that tonight at 8:50 p.m. So please join us and make sure you tell other people to come join us, because we talk the real. It's not the fake stuff. I don't receive any money for somebody so I can shill stocks or anything for that matter. I don't get paid to shill anything. I am a broker in the Dominican Republic, SSN Lifestyle, SRL. Yeah, okay. I'll tell you though, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, whether it's Dominican Republic, whether it's Belize, whether it's Costa Rica, whether it's Dubai, whether it's Miami. That's a great deal for a lot of people, because when it's built and finally built and delivered, appreciation has went up. But does your contract say no price increase? Because our contracts do. We minimize any price increases for pre-construction property. So this is another reason why coming to our SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, that is a time you should come. Go to ssnlifestyle.com, because that's the whole purpose. Just like right now, if you wanted to go buy something, yeah, okay, you're going to have to put down 10 to 20%, and you'll have an interest rate of 5% or thereabouts. That's fine. That's a resale. That's already built. What about if it's not built, which gives you an advantage? If somebody says, I can build you a villa for $250,000 and it's 2022 and your villa is delivered in 2024, and your villa along that time, you can't buy one in the neighborhood for less than $350,000. You have $100,000 equity on the property to start off. You also were paying 0% down payment, which is 30, 40% in most cases, sometimes 50 or even more, because you're paying 0%. There's no interest over the last couple of years. This makes perfectly good sense for somebody. So now when it's on delivery, yes, you will need credit if you need a loan. And if you don't need a loan, then you pay cash. But the fact of the matter is, now you have set yourself up to have equity, and you have an option. Are you going to live there? Or are you going to do short-term rentals or long-term rentals? Those are your options. So you can be and have a property that could be paying for itself, and it already appreciated, and it's going to appreciate some more as more buildings and more tourists come. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap this up. I didn't want to stay too long, but make sure you smash the like buttons, the heart buttons, the thumb up buttons, whatever you need to do around the internet, so everybody knows that we're here. You got 2 years and about 9 months before I'm officially going to go bye-bye. I'll be back on my worldwide tour. I got interrupted 5 years ago because I was watching YouTube pop up on my phone, and I kept seeing all these people giving people lies, telling them lies about investing, telling them to send them $5,000, telling people to send them $2,500, $10,000, telling them I'm going to start a fund for real estate and I'm going to give you 5%. And I was just like, why are people falling for giving people money so they can get 5% when they could go to the stock market and get dividends for 10 to 15% without sleeping and without high risk? This doesn't even make any sense. And after you give them the money, then it's held. You can't withdraw it. You can't redeem it. It's only after they sell the asset. So I'm like, and people are eating it up. By some well-known people, they're eating it up. And I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. I got to start talking about alternatives, because this is wild that people are willing to give somebody $5,000, 10 grand, 20 grand, 15, $25,000 for courses. Not any way to make money, courses. And in the meantime, you're supposed to be doing what? You could have bought $25,000. You could be making $1,500 per month, $1,000 per month. Why are you giving them money and then still have to go do something? That's insane. This is like wild. So anyhow, this is why I started the channel. I'm going to be leaving in 2 years, 9 months, because I told everybody I wasn't even going to do it this long. But I see now there's misinformation everywhere. I see everybody trying to scam people, do crazy things. So I'm going to stay for another 2 years, 9 months, because on my anniversary, I said I'm just going to do another 3 years. So May 31st, or is it June 30th? I can't remember. Anyhow, May 31st or June 30th, 2.5 years from now, it's over. So you guys better get everything you can get, because the rules do not change. Rules with finances and investing will not change. You do not buy liabilities. You buy more assets. Assets pay you. We don't go with the asset classes being things like gold and silver stacking. That is not an asset. I'm going to tell you guys again. Some people go, it's an asset. I say, okay, I might as well just go down, get myself $1 million out the bank, put it in a duffel bag of cash, and bury it. So whenever I decide, whether it's 50 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, yes, there is one thing that an investor will say: due to inflation, I lost money. That is correct. But also, that $1 million didn't make me any money either, because it's sitting in the ground. When I buy gold and silver, it doesn't make me money either. I bought it. It's sitting on a shelf. I'm sorry. How is that an asset? I'm not getting any money from this. I still got to go to work now and buy some more at a higher price. What's the purpose of that? I'll give it to you another way. I'm going to go out here and buy NVIDIA for $100, right? It's more than that, but let's just say it's $100. If NVIDIA goes up to $500, if I buy at the $500 price, my dollar cost average went up. So this is the fallacy that people make with crypto. I hodl, but I'm like, you're hodling fine, but when you rebuy at a higher price, your dollar cost average goes up higher. The same with gold, silver, and precious metals. If I'm a stacker, and 4 years ago, when I bought 10 ounces for $135 all in, and then now later, I didn't make any money from this over the last 3 years or whatever, 3-4 years. Now what happens? If I buy more at $30, now all of a sudden, instead of my dollar cost average being $13.50, now my dollar cost average is up. I just spent $300 for another 10 ounces. So now I have 20 ounces that cost me $450. That means my dollar cost average is now $20. How is this a win? Inflation is still higher than what my gold and silver brought to me. So now I need to cash out, I guess. I don't even understand. I cash out. Now what happens? I'm still at this. I can only buy the same thing that I could buy before. That does not get me ahead. And in some cases, you're not going to be able to buy what you could buy before, because a car, somehow people are paying $100,000 for ordinary cars that should be 35 grand. You can't outpace that. Just like you can't outpace when farmers go out of business because of a tariff war, and you're going to sit there and go, well, why is the food going up? Because farmers went out of business. That's why. And grocery stores took advantage with price gouging. So you think that that's not going to be way past inflation, which it is. 50, 60, 70, 100% is way past the inflation number. So therefore, when I do get this money from inflation or based on inflation, I get to buy nothing. And meanwhile, I had no money coming in. So I put it in the black hole in essence. And now I got to worry about Like right now, I'm thinking about selling some gold and silver. And I'm sitting here trying to run around finding a reputable dealer who will give me, are they going to give me the cost of gold and silver? Hell no. They have to make money according to them, right? Just like a pawn shop. So even if silver is $30, is the dealer going to give me $30? No, they're going to give me try to give me 27, 26, 28, 25, right? Which again is another issue altogether. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, don't make no mistake about it. An asset pays you. If you put money into something and you do not get money back, that is not an investment you want to do going forward. You need, every time you put money into an investment, you need money to come back. If it doesn't do that, then all you're doing is buying a liability. That's the way I look at it. That's what I tell people here. And if somebody has any other, let's call it any other opinion, we have a chat room. It's open to everybody. You don't have to pay to be in our chat rooms, by the way. Everybody that has something to say, we discuss. We don't go, oh, you got to pay us so we can talk to you. That's why we have a chat room on all platforms. We don't block people either, by the way, unless, of course, you're trying to post pornographic stuff or something of this nature using foul language. But other than that, your opinion is an opinion. You don't get blocked here. So let's go. I'll see you later on tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why things are about to get harder. Again, if you think it's that you shouldn't be playing with Mother Nature is saying, oh, I hold my beer. If you guys think that you're just going to be building cities and building all this stuff and you don't consider weather, congratulations. You don't consider fires. You don't consider water. You don't consider anything, right? You're just going to go on about your business. Well, fine, but you're going to have to pay the piper. We live on a planet. We're part of the planet along with all the other animals. There's an ecosystem. And unfortunately, because of the ecosystem, people die. Animals die. But there's a replenishment. So all I can tell you is make sure you get everything in order that you need to, because in the next 3 years, the price of goods, services, and everything else is going to increase. There is nobody that can stop it. No way around it. The capitalist system is built in a certain way. Check out a video that I put out about, is it capitalism? Because I made a live stream about 4 or 5 days ago. You think you live in a capitalist society, but do you really? Because if you look at the 5 tenets of capitalism, which means there's a free market, is there really a free market? That's one of the tenets. What about competition? Well, competition doesn't really apply if 5 companies own 80% of all businesses that you're buying from. That's not competition. So now you're losing that second tenet of capitalism. Now the only real capitalism is where? Stock market. Why do you think the rich are in the stock market? Because that's the only thing that says if you do something and the value is right, you're going to buy. And you can manipulate, obviously, as well. But the point I'm trying to make is that is a free market because it's open to everybody. So the stock price is a free market. Now, I'm going to manipulate the stock price if I decide to spend $50 billion on buying my own shares of stock. But that's a whole nother story. We're not going to talk about that right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I had a nice time with you this afternoon, but time is up. The clock is ringing. So time to go. 8:50 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and on Friday nights, it's 9:10 p.m. Come back and join us. There'll be some other discussions, but this is what we talk about. So with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here. Make sure you invest. And investing means whatever you put money into, you need money to come back. So when you're doing startups, that's high risk. You need to buy into a business that you know has revenue coming back and your partners and they're cutting you a check every month. You can't do these investments anymore that are going to be high risk and you get no money back. Those days are over. 80 to 85% of the population in less than 3 years will be living paycheck to paycheck, which means those making 150,000, 100,000, you will not be safe. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.